Well, it's always rewarding if you're a journalist to feel that you're doing something useful, and if you like, sorting fact from fiction, which is, I think, in times of crisis like riots, what people really turn to news to do. But I'm not just saying this, but it would be wrong to kind of claim complete credit for it, because something like Twitter is a collaborative news process, and it's as much to do with the conversation you're having with lots of people out there who are taking part in the reporting process. So my Twitter feed was a product of lots and lots of people chipping in, really. So yeah, I guess it's a vehicle for their thoughts and contributions as well as mine.
You talk there about separating fact from fiction, and when you use a tool like Twitter or any social media, how hard is it to do that when you're going to be absolutely swamped by information and potentially misinformation?
Okay, well, two things. I mean, firstly, I think what the riots showed was the value of having journalists on the ground, and crucially those of us who were able to get to places where things were happening could provide, if you like, reliable or credible information about the riots, really. And retrospectively, we had a kind of slightly different situation where one of the awards that we won this evening was in credit to an interactive that we built, which looked at this very question about rumours and how they travel through the Twitter sphere, and, if you like, the anatomy of rumours. And that was our data interactive team, and they did a huge amount of work with some academic colleagues at Manchester University. And I think the most interesting thing they found out, and it relates to this thing you're saying about truth and fiction, is not that rumours are kind of propagated via Twitter. It's actually that Twitter, or the crowd, has a kind of self-regulating capacity, that people correct false rumours themselves organically, sometimes quite independently of journalists. And I think those of us who can recognise that have a lot to gain.
And just in terms of the other awards, The Guardian tonight, obviously you took home the Biggie website of the year. So what do you think's been behind the Guardian's success? Why has it been recognised?
Well, it's not for me to accept credit for that award. I mean, we've got a huge team who works on the website. I mean, the one thing I would say is that ever since I started at The Guardian 7 years ago, it's always been a pioneering online news organisation. And that really is because of the editor, Alan Rusbridger. I mean, I guess he's a world leader in thinking about the ways in which news consumption and production are changing in really significant ways. And I think we always try to be ahead of the curve, and we're willing to experiment with things. And that makes it a really great organisation to work for. And the fact that we get awards like this is great too. It's good to have recognition for the hard work lots of people have put into it.
And do you think the fact that there are awards like this now recognise the fact that online journalism is kind of catching up to print, or even overtaking print, and that these companies, these traditional media publishers, are really getting in and investing? I mean, obviously The Guardian has done that.
Well, I think probably most people who work in this industry will recognise, they may not welcome it, but will recognise the fact that all journalism in the future will be online journalism of one kind or another, and that goes from TV, broadcast, video, through to words on screens or previously on paper. So absolutely, it's great that there are awards that recognise this kind of work, and I think it's really good for The Guardian that's been experimenting in lots of different things. We're always, I think, trying out new things and testing the boundaries, and trying to build, crucially, different types of relationships with our users. And so if this is recognition for that, then that's great.
Excellent. Well, Paul, thank you very much for your time. Well done again on your award tonight. I'll let you enjoy your evening. Thank you.